keep the entertainment value going, and we are off.
Oops.
Look at that. We are starting right on vanilla start, and we are going right to the sword at the vanilla start screen. And for those that are tuning in for the first time, you are able to see that a couple of our runners do have a couple different sprites going on.
Yep, that is a fun feature of the randomizer. You can kind of choose the character you're playing.
Looks like a couple of folks, are going right over to the level 3, and we have 1 going up to 1. It looks like Town is still going to kind of do a little bit of exploring. And a quick Triforce there in level 1 for Unos.
Yep, level 1, and has 2 items. It looks like he is saying, I'll come back later.
Looks like we have a mix match of Dark Nuts going on in level 3. We are used to the red variety and the vanilla level 3, but it looks like we have the blue variety as well.
It looks like Town and Truant Gamer have noped out of level 3 for now. Oh no, Town is just doing that pirouette trick to try to open up a door for free, maybe. Oh, and there's the ladder block.
And we will see how far maybe Fry Teeth goes in and see if he can find some items into level 1, or if he just locates that Triforce right off the bat and decides he will take it and head on out.
Yeah, see Truant Gamer doing a little bit of exploration, looking for either a bomb shop, maybe the bait shop. But Fry Teeth also grabbing that Triforce and noping out of level 1.
Yeah. And also it's good for Truant Gamer, obviously, to kind of see the lay of the land, also to see what the price range is on some of the items. Always good to have that in the back of your head as you're going along doing collecting your rupees. And yeah, as you pointed out, a ladder block right off the go there on level 3, so we'll see if they can find a way around it. That is an interesting room to have to deal with to get around it.
And Fry Teeth finding a very nice shop, that blue candle just south of the desert. 46 rupees though, so you cannot purchase it. You will need a candle to enter into level 8.
Unos has just bombs all over the place.
See Fry Teeth taking advantage of the vanilla Takeany Caves, picking up an extra heart container. And Truant Gamer now on the board. Oh, and here's your first opportunity, chat. Name that ink block.
We have a name that shape opportunity there, and looks like Fry Teeth, has going around to check the Armos to see what they have in store for us. And gets rewarded with a nice 35 rupee secret.
Another thing to keep in mind with these shapes in the vanilla game, there are a couple blacked out spaces, usually in place of an eyeball in the shape of like a demon or the dragon. With the shapes flag on, there will be no blacked out places on the map.
Oh, Unos has to give up a heart to go ahead and pass on level 3.
He is entering the fabled zombie mode. If you give up a heart at 3 heart containers, it doesn't subtract a heart. It just sends you to 0 HP.
Well, it looks like we have one of our runners has gone into level 2 to see just a quick look and back on his way. So
Truant Gamer, meanwhile, is up in the northeast corner, picked up the letter, and it looks like he's headed up to Casino Corner for that large secret. Let's see what it is.
Unos has located the Triforce in level 3, but has again decided to do a little bit more exploration.
This is a laws-approved seed, the large secret being 123 rupees, so there will be plenty of money.
That is pleasant indeed.
Yes, sir. The large secret can be anywhere from plus or minus 50, I think.
I believe Unos is Oh, and we have found the magical boomerang, the floor item in level 2.
Yes, the items are not shuffled between their dungeons, correct? Let me just double check that. Oh no, all the items are shuffled. Oh yeah, including hearts. I forgot that part.
Yep. And then we also have the random effect from our bubbles going on this evening. So Fryteeth was lucky enough there to have a clock, so he didn't really have to worry about them too much, but I did not see if he bopped into one of those to see what we have for an effect this evening from them.
The randomized bubble thing, I believe, is only with second quest monsters. The red and the blue bubbles. The red ones being cursed, the blue ones restoring your curse. That is not a featured flag tonight. Here we go. Unos finding the item in the staircase item here in level 3, just a heart container.
We have a heart container, so he has
He's got knowledge of one of the items in here. He's still looking for the second one, it seems. It's going to be a floor drop, either out in the open or after you clear all the enemies in a row. And I'm pretty sure he's just about full cleared this dungeon.
Yeah. He's going to go ahead and take his Triforce, and I think he will be on his way. Fryteeth has located the Triforce in level 2, but has bypassed it for the time being to see what else is in here, aside from the magical boomerang, which he passed up. It looks like he's going to go ahead and take it and be on his way, I believe. And that's always the fun item in the randomizer category, obviously, is, you know, you have, depending on how many times you've played the game, you have, you know, a clock inside your head that goes off, especially when you're racing against somebody else on, you know, just how much time do I want to spend in here, you know, finding out that it's an item that perhaps I may not have needed, or, you know, so it's
definitely don't want to pick up.
Yeah, it's a gamble, and that's definitely makes it interesting in watching the races, as, you know, who gambled right and who gambled wrong. You know, you can definitely decide you want to go to the next you know, location and mine it out and see what you can find, and, you know, end up that you left the silvers at the place you were just at. So,
and we see on the coast the vanilla heart container. But absolutely, there is a huge difference from running the vanilla game versus racing the randomizer, and not everyone is equally as good on both. Lots of runners who race the vanilla game and, you know, are pushing that world record they don't stack up to some of the best randomizer players. It's just a different beast.
Agreed. Yeah, I've spoke with several of the folks that are in the top ranks for the world record holder, or at least 1 through 5, and yeah, no, they'll be the first to say that they believe the randomizer is too hard. Some of them won't even run it.
Yeah, but do not get discouraged. There are tons of easy settings if you're not familiar with the vanilla game. If you're not good at combat, I know my first probably 20 plus seeds were like 0 HP enemy.
Yeah. No, the longest thing that has taken me isn't the actual game itself. It's properly filling out my tracker along the way.
Yes, there's a very nifty program called Z1 Helper that has a map of the entire overworld. It lets you map out dungeons if it's shaped. And speaking of shapes, look at this level 8. Sorry, 2 giant chunks. It seems like level 7 will kind of fit snugly in between those two.
Sure.
But given those holes kind of on the sides, on the left and right border, we could see a couple of segmented staircases, just one-off rooms.
Yep, looks like it could be take a little bit of time to kind of navigate your way through here and see what you can find. There's a lot of rooms going on here, and a lot of opportunities, obviously, in each one that it could be something that you just well need. And thus far, it looks like everybody has 1 or 2, at least, chunks of the Triforce and a good arsenal of offensive weapons. Truant Gamer was nice enough to pick up the magical boomerang. That's a rarity to see anybody grab that fella up, so that's good. That got some love this evening.
Yeah, the boomerang is very useful early on in a seed. It stuns enemies, can kind of let you exploit what's it called, iframes, but the later you go on in a seed, it becomes less and less valuable.
Looks like we have Psytown has gone ahead and jumped into level 6 to see what can be done there, and he is taking on the bunnies.
Yeah, bunnies are one of my least favorite enemies. Take just a whole bunch of hits, unless you have the bow and arrow.
That does make quick work out of him. Ooh, tried to hide in the door from him, and they chased him all the way in. It looks like Truant is just kind of taking his time to go ahead and make his way around these items here, as opposed to having to square up with them. Oh, wasn't able to dodge him enough, though.
And we see here in level 6, Psytown finding a dig dogger guarding a shutter door. This is a possible block of the recorder.
Unos may have to start mining some bombs. He has now used up his last one. Sitting good on keys, but short on bombs at this point. Oh, speak of the devil, there you go.
And here's the ink blot for level 6. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of interesting shapes, or identifiable shapes, I should say, rather. Kind of all that, are memeing cactus.
Well, they're just kind of, they're all over the place.
Other seeds, that looks like a number 3. Sometimes it looks like heard people say toilets and microscopes and all sorts of wacky things.
Sure. Yep, that's the fun part about it, yeah, is seeing what Chad has to say about it and then taking a look at it yourself and, you're right, maybe it does. Well, according to the tracker, Sci-Town has located the raft, so he will be able to go ahead and get to the secret raft item as well as the Vanilla 4.
Yep, that eastern raft spot just holds a heart container or a potion. The one in the center will be our level 4.
With the flag set that we have this evening, you'll notice that, yeah, that quite a few, usually this early in the run, in quite a few of the weekly runs, is mainly overworld exploration, looking in the caves, looking at the Armos, discovering, what lies in the overworld. So it's a different take this week to have, going right into the dungeons and giving it a go.
Old man not being helpful.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, shoot, but look, there's the item. Just a heart container. So here in level 8, looking for some staircase items. And it looks like all our runners are doing pretty good on keys. Unos, of course, all the way up to 7. So you know what that means. He's going to be finding the any key anytime.
That's right.
He's going ahead and grabbing that Triforce out of 2. He's up to 3, taking a little bit of a lead.
And dodging back in, I believe he is going to try to find the remaining item. And Truant Gamer has came across what is often referred to as the danger noodles and decides to bypass them and go about his day.
Yeah, it did look like he was trying a little bit of a trick. I think he wanted both of them to spawn on the other side of that river, kind of contain themselves as to be less dangerous, but they weren't quite cooperating.
Looks like Unos has had his fill of level 2, and he is off to his next location.
And that should be level 5 based on his direction. So northward travel, up the mountain. Ooh, and there's the bow in level 6, Sci-Town. That is very good news. The bow and silver arrows, 100% required. Hey, and there's Zelda's room.
Yeah. So though Sci-Town only has one of his Triforce portions so far, he does have definitely 2 items that are going to come in handy. So,
and, with shapes flags on level 6 tends to be the one that people are the most hesitant to explore, especially early, because it is the largest out of the levels of 1 through 6.
Looks like Unos went up and got his large secret, so he is sitting well at this point on the rupee count. Oh, we got the silvers in 6 too. Wow, the bow and the silvers both in the same area.
Awesome.
That will definitely help him, obviously needing both of the items to complete the game, but also a nice little upgrade for offense, with only having obviously a blue candle and a wooden sword, having some silvers and 160 rubies on top of it. That will definitely help out with the offense along the way, and he is going right for 4.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. One of the top racers here in the Z1R community, Redbird Grad, has a saying: use your advantage. If you pick up the raft, check the raft spots. If you pick up the power bracelet, push some block.
Definitely.
You never know where your opponents are going to find that item into their run. They might find it at the same time as you, they might find it way later, and that play could be the difference.
Definitely, yeah. When you are racing against other folks, it's always kind of, yeah, it's definitely always gnawing at the back of your head that you always feel like you're behind, regardless of how many items or how far along you are. You still, it's always nice to at least assume that somebody else might be going a little bit quicker, just to give you a little extra pep in that step.
Oh, Yunus taking a death here in level 8, bypassed Blue Goma to encounter some Blue Danger Noodles. Right next to him, Truant Gamer was clipped inside a block, offering up a little bit of safety from those Danger Noodles. Yunus is right there, he's got it.
He's going to give it a whirl now as well. And definitely the way to go, especially again if you're taking these fellas on with the wooden sword. You want to use every advantage that you can, especially as fast as they're zipping around the room.
Those glitches, all of the glitches that you're seeing these runners do are pretty much done the same way. It's a one frame input where you line link up on a certain pixel. It helps if you stab your sword, it gives you a little bit of buffer. And you can clip into things, you can wrap to the other side of the screen. There's also a ladder clip, which allows you to extend the ladder over a second square of water. But they're all basically done in the same manner.
And Sci-Town has located the item in level 4. It is the white sword, and Truant Gamer has also located the item in level 8. It is the wand.
One of the items in level 8, don't forget there are 2 staircases here. We did see the floor drop item, which was a heart container in that like earlier.
So Sci-Town is definitely has a foot up on the other 3 runners here that we're viewing on the offensive end. It will not take him long at all to go back through the dungeons to go ahead and pick up the Triforces along the way, especially since he has located pretty much all of them along the way through either physically viewing them or having the compass. So
Yep, he has a big combat advantage. The white sword doubling the damage of the wood sword, and the I guess the wand does that too. That Truant Gamer found, but those silver arrows do a total of 4 HP of damage.
it looks like Fry Teeth is going back into level 1. He has already located the Triforce out of here, so he will be looking for what items they have in store for him.
And at this point, one of the biggest items that we might be looking for is that recorder. They will need the recorder to open up level 7. So Sci-Town is not out of the woods just yet.
And Yuno's trying the block clip trick again to go ahead and make his way through here as well.
Oh, name that shape. That looks like a pterodactyl.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, and any key in level 1. Perfect timing as Fry Teeth has 0 key.
Can't ask for a better, and Yuno's, of course, sitting with 10, would maybe find the any key at this point redundant.
That's usually how it happens. You don't usually find the any key with 0 keys. Most of the time you find the any key when you have 8, 9, 10 keys. The game just knows somehow.
So we know the any key is in level 1, and all of the runners have been to level 1, I do believe, yes. So they have all decided to take the gamble on the road. Looks like Everybody seems to be sitting. Truant Gamer, of course, has no keys in his inventory either, so it would have definitely suited him well to maybe dig out a little bit more of one when he grabbed the Triforce.
Yeah, also, level 9 tends to be pretty heavy on the key doors, so
Sure.
that might be something that comes into play.
And we have the Wizzies in level 4.
I didn't. Oh, blue was robes too.
And level 1. All right. And we have a Goma in level 5. Doesn't have the items yet to be able to take care of that to see if it has anything handy.
Goma, just like the bunnies, die to the bow and arrow. And let's check out this shape in level 1. It's always the smallest dungeon of the first 6. Well, I guess all 9. It shares the palette, not the palette, the layout with the first 6. Unos is stacking up on those Triforces.
He is. I would say level 1 is a scorpion reared up on its rear legs.
Unis straight from level 5, headed into the White Sword Cave. Let's see what this item is tonight.
Ho ho! Look at that. A red
Very
ring
nice.
just lying about.
Yep, free for the taken. Guaranteed him by his 6 total heart containers.
So Unos is now sitting very well, both on the rupee count as well as the defensive, with having the red ring. So he will pretty much be able to just plow right through any items or any folks that come about to make life a little easy. And now he is at the 9 key count, and he has gone back into level 1. So we will see if he maybe takes out a little bit of frustration on the Annie key with a 9 key count.
Probably not, but Truant Gamer also here in level 1, right behind him. Literally almost screen for screen.
They are tagging and high-fiving.
And Town also going back into level 1. And
That is always
something. Fright Teeth just picked up the Armos item, but I missed what it was.
Looks like we have 3 of our runners into level 1 now, and they are going to be looking for their item, which they will again find as the NE key. That will definitely come in handy for Truant Gamer as he is out of keys. And there we go.
Fright Teeth jumping into level 6. Gonna hope. We're hoping that he comes out of here with both the bow and the silvers.
And as you pointed out, yes, Truant and Unos are right on each other's heels as they're going through the level 1 dungeon here.
These flags tend to be a little quicker than some of the ones these racers are used to playing. Sub 1 hour is a very good seed. 90 minutes is kind of pushing towards the long end. Anything around the 2 hour mark or plus is a bad trolley seed.
Yep, and as you pointed out earlier, for some of the new folks to the randomizer is again with as many options that are available on it, you can make it as easy or as difficult as you want to make it. You want to have a run that you can do in sub 30, by all means, you can adjust it. If you want one that you may take the better half of an afternoon to try to explore, that is available as well. So that is definitely a nice feature, is that it just isn't a blanket randomizer. You can pick and choose what it is that you want to happen and how you want to go about it. So
endless possibilities. It's one of my favorite things. Is takes a 30-plus-year-old game and it freshens it up each and every time you roll a seed, each and every time you choose a different combination of flags to play around with.
And also nice that it sets you know, a nice playing field if you want to join in on the weekly races, or even on some of the tournaments or the bracket tournaments. You know, it's not going to be the same seed ran over and over. It's going to be something different. So it's going to give everybody, regardless of how many times you've played it, you know, a little bit of a challenge. So that is
Yes,
also
sir.
nice for some of the folks that want to get into it, want to give it a go.
We also, this past, I think, year and a half, almost 2 years now, there's been a series of mini tournaments going on called the Battle Royales, where anyone can kind of choose flags to race. People sign up. I think there's a minimum of 8 racers to start with, and each week you race those flags, and whoever comes in last gets eliminated until you're down to a final 2, which we then restream on our sister channel, Randomania. And that culminates in our grand finals, which is very exciting. Here we see Fryteeth continuing his dig into level 6, making the good gamble. Our
Yeah.
other racers also progressing to different dungeons. Unos also jumping into level 6 just now. Truant Gamer in level 5.
And as we had discussed earlier with Psytown's definite offensive options, he is making his way back through some of the dungeons fairly quickly.
And speaking of quickly, there's a quick Triforce for Truant Gamer at a level 5.
We'll see if he just wants to fill up the heart meter or if he jumps back in. He's coming back in. Unos has gotten all the way down now to 1 heart, which normally would be a little concerning, but again, with the red ring, that will it'll still take a little bit of doing to get him down.
So Unos is also very good in his combat.
He is. He is an excellent vanilla runner. I've watched some of his vanilla runs, and yes.
Being good at combat definitely helps you put in a good time.
Always interesting to see those folks that when you have the any key and you see a key, whether you still give it a little love and pick it up or just walk right by it, and he went over and gave it some love, so that's nice.
This might just be muscle memory.
Looks like Fryteeth has located his silvers, and Truant Gamer has located his red rings, so
nice pickups for everyone going around.
we're still running fairly even on the Triforce count. We have 3 of the runners at 4, and Fryteeth has 2, but he also does know the locations of the 3 and 4, so will not take him long at all to go back and grab them up. Looks like Truant is making his way back over to level 3, and Psytown takes a death.
Wah, 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 wah.
So some items, yes, that we have not located yet along the way. We have not located our flute or recorder, or whichever you wish to label it as, and we have not located our ladder yet. Which we already know what the coast item is, so that's not too big of a deal, but we do know that there's bound to be perhaps some ladder blocks along the way, to where it just might be necessary.
Yeah, the ladder is one of those items where it's not strictly required, but most of the time you're going to pick it up in a randomizer race. Most of the time it is required, just with all the ladder blocks in various dungeons, but especially when Shapes is on. A couple other items we've yet to see. We haven't seen the wooden boomerang, Lord Banana. We haven't seen the power bracelet. Haven't seen the red candle or the book.
Unos has located his silvers, so that will do him well. He still has yet to locate the bow in 6. And Truant is mining through level 3. He has yet to pick up the Triforce in level 3. Now this is where it gets exciting from an administrative standpoint if you are the tracker of these games, which today we have Jiggly Saint tracking for us. And it's always interesting, yes, not only tracking 4 individuals as they go about their business, but then when all 4 of them go into completely different dungeons. And it looks like at this point here that, yeah, I believe, nope, looks like Unos is going back to the start of the go, and I believe he will be perhaps making his way over to level 4 at this point.
Yeah, it looks like he is gonna go from 4 to 6. And then from... Or has he already completed 6? He has the silvers. The bow.
He did not get the bow yet out of 6, so I do not believe he grabbed the Triforce out of there either. Judging by his heart count, I do not think so.
Well, he definitely has the bow. He's shooting some arrows.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He is. Yeah, so he does have the bow.
Oh, well, he must be looking for the recorder, is my guess.
Yep, or perhaps the Triforce. It doesn't appear he has the compass or the map for 4, so he may be looking for the Triforce. And we have Truant, who is going to go ahead and give up his money to the mugger, which is fine. He had obviously well over 200 rupees, so it's not going to hurt the bank too much. And he does now know where his Triforce is as well, so now just getting to it.
Yes, the compass is a very valuable item to find in the dungeon.
Especially
Unless, of course, you've already
shapes.
picked up the Triforce.
Yes, of course. And it's kind of redundant at that point. And Truant finding out that level 3, his item is the heart container, so I would imagine then he will now be...
Oh, wow.
Oh.
And so the heart container was in that staircase. Lord Banana, the wooden boomerang, was outside on the floor. Truant Gamer was shooting it with his wand beams. So
Yeah.
level 3's items are down and out.
Lord Banana getting no respect from Truant Gamer.
You give me no respect at all.
It looks like Saitown now has found his wand, so with the exception of Mags, the magical sword, he has pretty much everything and pretty much anything someone or anybody would want for offense at this point.
Now, even without the magical sword, he can actually still do 4 HP of damage with stabbing devices. If you have both the sword and the wand out, as Truant Gamer does, and Sidetown has now, if they hit A and B at the same time, they actually swing both of them, and they can do up to 4 HP of damage. Nifty little trick to keep in mind.
It is fairly rare for those that are perhaps tuning in for the first time or one of the first couple of runs. It is fairly rare for the runners to pick up the magical sword. Traditionally, once you locate it, usually it's maybe during your overworld exploration, so you don't have the heart count to pick it up. And then by the time you do have enough hearts to pick it up, well, you're pretty much already on your way towards the end. So it's fairly rare to see that picked up.
Yeah, less rare with these flags of the heart shuffles being shuffled in. You tend to have more heart containers found and picked up because they tend to be in staircases, or you just run into them after clearing enemies. So it's less of a rarity given the shuffled hearts.
Yuno's taking a gamble here on the Gliok. He has hard to tell on his color scheme there on just how many hearts he has left. Oh, there we go. Now he's got some hearts back. But I thought for a moment there he was pretty much had no hearts left.
It's possible he knew for certain that room was going to be a drop room. With all his knowledge of the vanilla game, there are only a handful of rooms that can be drop rooms, and he might have all of them memorized. I, for one, do not.
And now Yuno's back into the lead with the Triforce count.
Where does he head to now?
I think he's thinking about that as well.
So he can go back into level 6, but he's found both those items. He needs that Triforce. He can't go into level 7, and he can go into level 8 for his Triforce. I'm not sure why he didn't do that earlier. It does look like he's making the play for level 8.
It looks like, yes, definitely the recorder is going to be the item that might be stumping our folks along the way at this point, as nobody has located it yet, and it will be needed, as you said, to gain access to level 7. So that just might be the item that people are going to be hunting for.
Yeah, so what items have we found in what dungeons? We found the Any Key in level 1. We found the Magical Boomerang in level 2. Level 3 had, the raft, the boomerang? No, level 3 had the heart container in the boomerang.
Yep.
Where was our raft?
I believe the raft must have been in level 5. I think chat might correct us, but I believe it may have been in level 5.
Okay, raft, according to chat, was our Armos item. That's right.
Well, there we go.
Level 4, I know, had the white sword. Level 6, of course, the hype dungeon with the bow and the silver arrows. Our white sword item was the red ring. Our coast is a vanilla heart container.
So we are going to, be on the search here for the recorder then.
Yeah, we know it can't be in level 7. The game is coded in such a way that it can be completed.
Looks like Unos is going to go ahead and jump back into 8 and perhaps do some exploration, or perhaps just see how fast he can pick up the Triforce and be on his way. Which, yes, I agree. It is strange that he went that far into level 6 without picking up the Triforce to level 6, but I'm sure there's
reasons.
I'm sure there's a reason. And for those that are watching along with us here this evening, most of the runners do stop in to visit with us once they finish the seed, to go ahead and discuss it. So make sure you stick around to kind of hear some of their input on how they're going about it, especially, again, if you are new to trying the randomizer out. Some of these folks are definitely veterans of the game, so getting some of their input on their routing and their thought process is always nice.
And can kind of help you understand, why they made some of the decisions that they did, and it can definitely help improve your own game if you try around.
These Dark Nuts are not playing nice with Town. He's putting up a good fight here, and he has a fairly good bomb count. There we go. That fairy will definitely help out.
Mil's getting locked in this shoot room. Just to shoot those arrows. And finding that Dig Dogger in level 6.
Looks like Fryteeth has now completed half of his Triforce, so he is staying right in line.
And it was probably that Dig Dogger in level 6 that's blocking the Triforce.
Uh-huh.
So we need the Recorder not only to enter level 7, but to get the Triforce there as well.
And then, August, did you say we had located the item, all of the items out of level 8 then?
I know I saw a heart container on a like, and we found one staircase item.
Uh-huh.
The wand is an 8, right?
That's right. So perhaps Unos could be onto something here if he is able to locate that recorder.
Oh, just a heart
container. And just gonna walk right by it. Oh.
He has the red ring and what is that? 8 hearts? 7 hearts? That's plenty of life for Uno. What is in this diamond? There's the wand.
Uh-huh.
So level 8 cleared out. Level 6 cleared out. Level 3 cleared out.
Town has now half of his Triforce completed, so we're pretty much just about on an equal setting here for the Triforce count. Truant Gamer still sitting a little light on the inventory. He does have his wand, and obviously has his bow, and he does have the red ring, but still missing the Armos item, which we know is going to be the raft, and the silvers from 6. So
my guess is Truant just hasn't made his way around to the vanilla Armos spot.
Oh no, we just got a shot of his start screen, and he does have his silvers, so good. He is just missing his Armos item, and he will be right in line with the other runners.
Town picking up that red ring.
We have not yet located the power bracelet yet either, so perhaps that is a level 9 item. Which would make it then, obviously, redundant. Would not be necessary then.
Nope. The only thing the power bracelet does for us is open up those warp spots.
I am still interested to see if that Goma has anything, and I guess we are going to find out. Town is going to go ahead and take him down. Oh, and Truant Gamer is right there with him. And it's a key. Oh.
Also a key from those danger needles. There's the Triforce pickup at a level 5 for Town.
Fryteeth is going ahead and paying the mobber to go ahead and move forward. He is only sitting on 5 hearts, so he would go ahead and gladly give up some money, even though he isn't sitting too wealthy on the money side. As oh, and there we go. We have our level 5 item. It is the ladder.
And seeing that heart container here in level 8. But that ladder is a very nice pickup for Truant Gamer. He can he doesn't have to worry anymore about getting a ladder blocked anywhere, level 9 or onward otherwise.
Definitely, yes. With his heart count, I don't imagine we'll see him going back to the coast to pick up the heart container.
Yep, and there is the ladder for Town.
So we are running out of spots to locate our recorder. It looks like Truant Gamer is going to go ahead and do some overworld exploration and see what he can find along the way. He finds a take any, he will take one. So perhaps as he is in the overworld exploration, he may go back over to, it looks like he may be going towards the coastal area, so perhaps he is going to go ahead and pick up that other heart container, just because it's there.
Yeah, well, he is on his way to level 8. There's another 2 heart containers in there, so if he grabs both of those, plus the coast, he will be eligible for his magical sword. And because he'll still have to go back to level 6 to grab that Triforce, the magical sword is just a few screens away. See, Fry Teeth taking advantage of these very, very large secrets.
We'll definitely get his rupee count back up. He had lost a little bit of it in the mugger room, but not too much.
Yeah, I think the biggest culprit is these arrows. Each arrow shot takes 1 rupee from your wallet. Something to keep in mind when you're jumping into level 9.
Looks like Sci-Town is going back up to level 4 to go ahead and do a little bit more exploration, it looks like. As he already has the Triforce from there, so... And then looking at Truant Gamer's screen, he has located the book somewhere. I must have missed that. I did not see where he located the book. But he does have the book.
I guess we might be level 5. Or, yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, yep, Jiggly Saint, our tracker behind the scenes, confirming at level 5.
So, August, where do you think the recorder is hiding out?
I'm gonna guess it might be in level 2. I wasn't paying quite enough attention. 4 racers on the channel is a bit much to keep track of everything that's going on.
Definitely. Oh, and Truant has picked up the level 8 Triforce.
And I just saw Sci-Town grab the heart container drop out of level 4. So it's not in level 4.
Looks like Fry Teeth is going to go ahead and jump back in and start his... and he went ahead and he has not gone up yet to... he has not gone to the White Sword location, so he did use his rupees there to go ahead and buy the blue ring.
Not a bad call, especially when you don't know where that red ring is. It could be deep in level 9, someplace that you'd never ever find it. But Truant Gamer here is in level 2. I am going to be paying attention. Let's see what he finds here. He's definitely looking for the item.
So we are missing the, again, power bracelet we have not seen. We have not seen the red candle, and we have not seen the flute.
Probably a couple of heart containers. Level 9, of course, holds 2 items, as does level 8 and level 1. There's no floor drop item. Oh, and here's our bomb upgrade on Truant Gamer's side, getting +5. for a little over vanilla pricing, so it's a pretty good deal if you ask me.
Agreed. Seeing double digits next to the bomb count is always a good day.
Another useful thing to know about that bomb upgrade man is he will completely fill up your bombs, not just give you an extra 5 in the seed. But if you have 0, it will go all the way up to 13. So sometimes, especially if they don't already have the map and they walk into one of those rooms, you'll oftentimes see them bomb a couple walls, check for holes, and then purchase the upgrade. Similarly, if they're on, 8 bombs and they get a bomb drop, they might do the same thing. Just
Definitely.
managing your resources is definitely a strategy that you need to figure out.
So it looks like Sidetown and Truant Gamer both have, I do believe, picked up the Triforce now from level 8.
And Truant Gamer, done with level 2, is headed into level 1, so this must be the answer. There's the white sword for Eunice here in level 4.
And that is the other item that you may want to discuss again. As we see, Truant Gamer was using his wand, but he does now have the book. So some folks will not be. Most folks will usually bypass again with shapes. It's always nice to have the book, a course with shapes, because it does give you a layout of the dungeon. But it does come with a price that it does have that little candle sprite that pops up at the end of every shot from the wand, so that does slow down the offense.
So just a point of clarification, we are not playing with the book as Atlas flags, but my guess is he didn't intentionally pick up the book. He probably accidentally stepped over it before he realized, especially having already had the wand, the book is definitely not your friend.
And Truant Gamer has located the recorder. It was a floor drop item in level 1 in the Wizrobe room.
Yep. So he is still a 1 Triforce behind. He never picked that raft up, but we might see him just plugging along. He's headed straight into 7, and then my guess is he'll go back into level 6, kill that Dig Dogger, grab that Triforce. And then my guess is he'll go to level 8. It'll probably be a bit before he grabs that raft and is able to get into level 4. So let's see how long it takes our other 3 racers to find that recorder in level 1. Looks like Sidetown is on the trail.
Well, but definitely it could make the difference. And chat, we will need you to name that tune.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
And a Gliok just waiting right as you get on in.
Here's the raft for Eunice. Not what he was looking for, but we'll take it. Sidetown getting closer and closer to that recorder.
Well, level 7's floor drop looks to be the red candle.
Oh, that was a nice find. A little late in the seed, but it's something I always like finding, no matter when. Unless I guess I'm in level 9. Looking for
you
the
were
silvers.
right. Sidetown is in the Wizrobe room, so he will be finding out here in short order that he did do the right gamble.
Yep, and speaking of gambles, it looks like he went out and picked up a red potion just for the occasion.
Haha. So a red ring and a red potion, as well as pretty much just about a full arsenal of offensive. So he shouldn't be worried about anything anytime soon.
The Truant Gamer was trying to clip into this staircase, has decided to fight the manhandle instead. Gets it on Beep and Strats. And the power bracelet in level 7, he is noping out of that one. That's not the item he was looking for. And you see Fry Teeth was down to 0 rupees, picking up a medium secret here in the northeast.
And chat, we have another shape for you to investigate and give us your interpretation.
And we can see that fits exactly in between those two segments of level 8. With one little hole in the center. As Fry Teeth finding that red ring, even though he already has the blue ring, he'll pick up the extra double B.
And that can be a little bit frustrating, obviously, as his rupee count took a pretty big reduction, obviously, with the purchase of the blue ring. To then find the red ring with only a 35 rupee count can be a little frustrating, but I'm sure he'll find enough along the way. Technically, you only need 1 rupee to beat the game, as some folks will point out.
Well, there might be certain seeds where you're actually required to go out and purchase the wooden arrows, or even a candle, in order to finish a seed.
Sci-Town located his power bracelet, and he is going to pass it up, and Truant Gamer has gathered up the level 7 Triforce.
Ooh, another thing you might need to purchase is that bait. I think we saw the bait block in level 8 already. But that is another thing that can troll you, even into level 9. I don't think it's happened too often, but I'm sure it's 100% possible that the bait block blocks Ganon. And you have to, you're in level 9 digging it out, you find Beast, and then you find the bait block.
True. And Fry Teeth has picked up his 5th, his level 5 Triforce, so yeah, everybody pretty much on level playing field now with the Triforce count, and Unos with the early lead on the Triforce has kind of came back to an equal playing ground, as he has not yet located the recorder from level 1 yet, so he is still mining through level 2.
Yep, there is the bomb upgrade, but he doesn't have enough rupees to purchase. He's back in level 2. He's narrowed it down to just a handful of locations.
And Truant Gamer now looks like he is actually only 2 Triforces out, so it looks like he had grabbed another one there along the way that we're still getting updated.
Yeah, both him and Sci-Town have finished off level 7. Unfortunately, it looks like Truant Gamer has taken a little bit of a pause break. Something IRL must have popped up. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him.
Yeah, or perhaps updating some of the items or updating some of the tracking.
And almost screen for screen, Sci-Town and Truant Gamer. They are racing hard, but look at this. Truant Gamer is making that play for the magical sword.
Yeah, it's going to take the gamble and see if he has enough.
And he does.
Oh. And he still has, still has to go locate that raft on the Armos item to get to level 4. So. And here you go. We will now see if that Dig Dogger does hold the Triforce.
So one reason we're a little surprised that Truant Gamer was able to pick up the magical sword is the heart count for picking the swords up, or the sword items up, is randomized, and 10 is the least likely number of hearts you need to grab that. But our racer's back in level 6. Truant Gamer taking out the Dig Dogger. No problem with that magical sword. It looks like Sci-Town is still exploring. He didn't pick up that compass.
And I do believe both Fry Teeth and Unos have deduced that they needed to go back to level 1, because they are now working their way through it. And Unos, I do believe, yes, is in the Wizrobe room, so he will be finding his recorder here in short order.
Yep, Unos is playing with a altered sprite set. The sprites are from Link's Awakening. So a
Oh,
little bit different than our other racers, or the options that are available in the randomizer.
and the
Both
last
Scytown and
Webs room.
both Scytown and Truant Gamer out of level 6 with the Triforce in hand. Scytown now making his way up to level 9. He is in go mode. Truant Gamer unfortunately still needs the raft. I think has deduced that it's here under the Armos item. Let's see how quickly he can get in and out of level 4. Meanwhile, let's focus in on Scytown. Would you like to tell the racers what we're looking here in level 9?
Yes, so as we are now into level 9, he will be looking for 2 items. Well, he'll be listening for 1 item. He'll be listening for the Roar of Ganon to locate him to where he is needed.
That was the bait block that I was talking about. I thought I saw it in level 8, but I wasn't quite sure because it was on Unos' screen. But that indeed is the bait block here in level 9.
As
Would be
predicted, a level 9 bait block.
if this is the only way to progress, and I think it is, I am very, very sorry, racers. Commentator's curse strikes once again. But it does look like there might be a way around, at least temporarily. We can do a little bit of exploration.
And the next item that he will be looking for as well is a shutter-doored room where the shutter door does not open once everybody in the room has been taken care of. He will know that is where Zelda is hanging out, awaiting.
Another thing he might be looking for is that compass. That will tell him the location of where Zelda is on his submap. Unfortunately, the old men in here will not be given any helpful hints. Normally, in certain flags they do. There's 3 possible hints of 4. The location of the beast, the location of the princess, the location of the silver arrows, and the enemy set that guards the compass. But here we are playing with deceptive hints, so the old man just trolling us tonight.
And as you pointed out, level 9 will be a mess, a Swiss cheese, as you put it, of a map. So definitely, yes, having a compass will at least be at least half of the concern. At least you'll know then where Zelda is, and you will only be primarily focused on, yes, trying to locate Ganon. And there he is.
Here's Ganon. You will need 8 hits with that white sword, and 1 final blow with the silver arrows. With the red ring and potion in hand, I don't think I'll have any problem. And there's the stun lock.
There we go.
Alright, folks, we have our first serving of bacon. Who's hungry? Ooh, and finding a Patra here in level 7.
Aha.
Hi,
And
Patra.
he is shutter-doored in there, but making quick work out of it nonetheless, so not going to slow him down too much.
Shuttered in a Chevy room with the Patra? No, thank you.
And Truant has picked up his level 4 Triforce, so now he will be as well on his way to level 9. And though, again, Scytown was able to get Ganon out of the way early, a level 9 is a beast of a level to explore. Even in, your first go at vanilla, level 9 can be a beast to explore. So definitely still some running to be done.
We often joke here that level 9 is also known as the Great Equalizer, because as we've seen, Scytown had a few minutes of advantage, but it's still anybody's game. The pig was fairly easy to find, but again, we might need to jump back outside, purchase that bait, and feed that hungry Wallmaster, and it looks like that's exactly what Scytown's doing. Either that or Scytown is out of bombs, so he's hunting up some bombs, looking for a bomb hole. Luckily, we have a couple of blue Octoroks right next door to level 9, so that's very useful. if he had an extra bomb, he could work up his count. Because the way the original devs programmed the game, and then there is also a little hint to this. If you kill 9 enemies consecutively, and then you kill the 10th enemy with a bomb without getting damaged, that enemy is guaranteed to drop a bomb.
Looks like Fry Teeth is the only one thus far that has gone over to the coast and grabbed up that heart container off the coast. So he now does not know it yet, but he can, if he wishes to, go ahead and make a run on the magical sword. We will see if he does or not. And Unos is on his way up there, but still quite a bit short of what he's going to need to pick it up.
Yeah, no, Unos will not be picking up the magical sword this seed.
Looks like he will
He's in
just be
Triforce
going-
and Go mode. Sci-Town frantically searching rooms. Where is that shutter door that he needs to find? We are 70 minutes in and no one has finished yet.
We'll see if Fry Teeth can has a pretty good heart count, and he has a red potion, so he should be able to take care of the manhandler even without using a bomb. Yep, there we go. And he as well locates the power bracelet and gives it a pass. And Truant has taken out Ganon as well. So now, as we had just got done pointing out, they are on equal footings at this point to find their way around. And again, neither one have, that I saw, I did not see Truant Gamer. I don't believe he had any bait. So neither one of them have gone past the bait block yet to see if that's going to be of any importance.
Yeah, I'm not even sure these runners have seen any bait shops. But Sci-Town does have a little bit of exploration advantage. He had a good 2 or 3 minutes into level 9, where Truant Gamer was picking up his Triforce out of level 4.
Looks like Unos has completed his Triforce, so he will be on his way to 9 in short order as well.
Adding just another player into the mix.
I have to hand it to Unos. His screen scrolling is spot on. You know, when I sit and do it myself, and I gotta kind of stumble around between Pixel 5 and Pixel 7 and Pixel 5 and Pixel 7 over and over again, just to watch somebody just go right through like it was just meant to be, is always nice.
When you're certain of the pixel, take a piece of tape and put it on your television screen. It definitely helps doing that for a handful of seeds, just to kind of get the muscle memory of where that is and can line it up exactly. It's very good strat.
I think it would help, yes, if I just told myself, focus on one viewing apparatus. Sometimes I want to have a big screen view and sometimes a PC view. So if I could just decide on one, it might help.
There's also certain screens on the overworld that lend to finding that pixel better. Those desert tiles with all the little dots of sand everywhere. That's a good one to line up the pixels. Now, 3 of our runners here in level 9. 2 with bacon. Eunice still a bit hungry.
So it looks like we should have quite the finish on coming our way here. So, and yet to again discover if the bait block holds anything at this point.
Here's Ganon number 3.
Or in Unos' case, Princess Zelda. So we now have 3 of the runners that are, yes, in a sprint to find Zelda.
Ooh, and Fry Teeth showing us the root quarter trick. This is a trick that has been found out within the last year or so, I believe. The way that trick works is the raft takes you up a spot, the recorder takes you to a dungeon that you whistle to. So the game kind of combines those together and pushes you up from the dungeon that you were going to warp to. He is in here at level 6, picking up his final piece of the Triforce. Our other racers...
I have seen... Yep, I was going to say, yeah, I have seen a couple of folks, yes, that are some of the more higher ranked vanilla runners, yes, trying to use that strat now to see if it improves on any of the times.
Yes, sir. The way you do it is you use the ladder to clip onto the water tile one left of the raft spot, then just toot your flute.
And always a nice little bit of swag to watch the raft sailing off as you go flying the other way.
Well, it's a ghost ship. Every time these racers walk into a room with a shutter door, your heart skips a beat.
That's right. And Fry Teeth is just about getting to the level 6 Triforce, so he will be joining the party here in short order as well. And there we go.
Scytown must only have a chunk of level 9 unexplored. My guess is there's a staircase somewhere in here that he needs to take. There are a whole heck of a lot of staircases here in level 9. I believe the count is 16. 2 item staircases, as we see a heart container right there, and 14 total transports.
We have yet to have any of the runners locate the map to level 9, just so we can take a glimpse of it, though it's, yes, pretty much just a cut of Swiss cheese with some holes in the middle. It should pretty much encompass the entirety of the HUD up there.
Yeah, at this point, they'd much rather find the compass as opposed to the map. That would tell them exactly where the princess is hiding. It won't tell them how to get there, but at least give them that one piece of information, that peace of mind. And looking at Scytown's submap, I'm guessing the princess is in that northeast corner. Maybe not, because Truant Gamer's done a big chunk of that northeast corner. Our princess is very good at hide and seek tonight.
I agree. And again, we still have the still have yet to see any of the runners take a gamble on going out to try to locate a bait shop to see if there's anything again beyond that that bait block.
Also, I think I have seen a couple of racers come in from the upper door there through the other way. So you can't come down.
Right.
So I don't believe that bait block is going to be coming into play, unfortunately for us viewers. But Scytown managed to take down that Patra, had to use his final potion to do so. So he has found a staircase underneath that Patra, so let's see where this leads him.
And for those that, yes, did tune in this week, that is, you do have a rare treat here to see all 4 runners on level 9 at one time, racing truly all the way to the end of it. So that is nice.
And I did take a peek into the IRC. It does look like we have a few racers off stream who've finished. And these runners are aware of that as well. So they know it's just a matter of time.
And looks like we have Fry Teeth here. He has located Ganon, so make short order of him, and yes, all 4 of our runners will then be, yes, simply just looking for Zelda. And she is hidden well this week, you are right.
Practically dropping that stun lock before the final shot. Gets it, and we've got 4 pieces of bacon. Sci-Town continuing to take staircases. Truant Gamer digging down.
And I do believe, yes, Sci-Town and Unos are both pretty much mirroring each other at this point in their location.
Unfortunately, these runners are spending a whole heck of a lot of these bombs. Do not have the map, so they're unsure which spots are bomb holes, which spots are holes in the map.
I think it would be equally tough at this point to keep track of where every transport case has taken you to along the way. As we see Sci-Town showing us a glimpse of the map, and he has, yes, pretty much, we have the far northeast and northwest corners, and we have the far southwest corner to kind of take a look into. It looks like maybe more towards the southwest corner that's
Yep.
less explored, so.
South/South Central.
And Truant Gamer, yes, showing us a glimpse there of his map screen as well. Has quite a bit of the exploration done as well. So it's really going to come down to it at this point, as again, Sci-Town and Unos are matching themselves room for room.
There's Unos coming down through that bait block.
So, yep, you were right. Yep, the bait block is not functional in any way, but again, it would have been interesting to see if someone had falled for it and went out searching for the meat. And I do believe now that Sci-Town takes out this Patra, he will have completed the northeast corner completely now at this point, so.
No staircases. Truant Gamer finding that heart container staircase.
Oh, Unos is back over towards the southwest. We'll see if he can get a little bit further southwest. Checking to see where he has already gone along the way.
Finds a bomb hole southward. And a staircase. Shutter door opens. Unos has sniped it. Third one into level 9. First one to the princess. Running into a block. So excited. But Unos has taken this this race out of our 4 restreamers here. GG's.
GG's indeed.
And hopefully we can bring him into the chat here. Ask him what his thoughts were about this.
And if you do have it pulled up, if you want to give a rundown on who has finished thus far as what place he came in.
And it looks like Unos clinched out the top 10th spot. Yeah, actually had 10 of our 18 racers finish. Shaddy finishing in first place. Captain Green finishing in second. Alsoa taking third place. JSR in fourth. Fred Coughlin, creator of the Randomizer, took fifth place. Dr. J, PhD, in sixth. Thurwolf in seventh. Adirondack Rick in eighth. Magic Friends in ninth. So GG's to all our racers. Thanks for racing. Got 8 spots remaining. 3 racers still looking for the princess.
I was so
Oh,
excited to see that he had located her. I forgot to even look in where in the dungeon did he find her.
it was in that southwest corner. He was in the south. He found a bomb hole and went straight down and to the left.
Looks like
I could
Sci-Town
not.
is in the general vicinity, so he may perhaps be working his way over there.
I believe it was south from there. Maybe not. Oh, Truant Gamer is on the path. If he goes left, then down, he will find the bomb hole. Not sure if he can. No, he can't get there from the left south of this room because there is a corridor staircase to the left of that. He's wasting a little bit of time on this ladder clip. This is one of the more difficult tricks, but he gets it. The pixel on the ladder is a little finicky to get, especially because you have to, if you mess up, you have to step off, step back on, so it takes a little bit of time. Hopefully Trina goes back over that T room. He's wondering how in the world he gets to the southwest corner. He's explored almost every other chunk of this. Level 9.
Yep, and again, as we approach the 90-minute mark, each of the runners knows at this point that time is of the essence. To it'll start to wear on you a little bit once you get past hour 15, hour 20. You start to think, all right, so how many other folks have already gotten through, or are they running into the same problems I am, or
It looks like Yunos won't be joining us. It looks like he is raring to get some gauntlet going on.
haha. Another fun classic. Looks like Fry Teeth is working his way over to the general vicinity of where he should be going to, so looks like our other folks are way up in the northwest, so they are pretty far away from where they need to get to. And we have a map. Is not as important as you pointed out as the compass. Oh, there we go. We have Fry Teeth has located Zelda. So GG's Fry Teeth on going ahead and being our second runner here on the live stream to go ahead and get the Zelda located.
Yep, and even more impressive because he was the 4th racer of our restreamers to jump in here.
He
Very
was,
good
yes.
shown.
They were already in. 2 of them had already completed Ganon when he was still working through level 6. So definitely clutch to come back through.
And I'm not exactly sure, looking at that map, where the princess was, but I think she might have been in that far left L column, all the way on the bottom. So there's really only one way to access it. Possible I might be mistaken. That's what it looks like to me.
Looks like Sci-Town is in the general vicinity, just trying to find out how to get over to where he needs to go. And Sci-Town, I do believe, was the first one to jump into level 9, so it's definitely been trolling him a little bit here.
And we have Fry Teeth here in the booth. Good game, sir.
Thank you.
What'd you think of this seed?
I don't know what to think of this seed. I felt like I couldn't get going for quite a while.
Yeah, you weren't the only one. That recorder trolled all of our racers here on Restream. The last item, most of them picked up. But very good showing for you. You were the 4th of our restreamers into level 9, and the second one to get the princess. So very good showing on your part.
Thanks. That was a tough level 9 to get through.
Yep, absolutely.
And it turned out she was, what, 4 rooms away from Ganon?
Yep. But all the way kind of in that southwest corner, and we finally have found the map pickup here from Sci-Town, and I believe there's just one way to access it. But a bit more challenging than the previous SGDQ flags.
And Fry Teeth, what other did you run in any other items along the way giving you guff, or just level 9?
What was that?
Did you run into any other items along the way that were giving you any guff, or fairly straightforward up till level 9?
Say it was level 8 was what gave me the most trouble. I think I went in there at least 3 different times.
Yeah, you weren't the only one.
Yep, looks like Sci-Town has located Zelda, and he was the first of our runners to get into level 9. So, again, as August 40 had already pointed out, level 9 is definitely an equalizer when it comes to the runnings, as we see first one in, yet the third one to get it completed. So, anything can happen in level 9.
I'm sure took a wrong turn there in the tea room. He went right instead of left. So close.
That's what I did. The exact same thing the first time. I went right from that room and explored the rest of level 9.
Yep. You and everybody else here.
Did you give any thought, Fry Teeth, to the bait block at the beginning, or just assume you'd work your way around it somehow or another?
I thought about it, but I didn't remember any shops that had bait in them.
Yeah.
So I just decided, especially since I didn't have enough money to buy it, even if I did know where it was, I was just going to try and get around it and hope that I could.
Yep. But here's a question for you. How long have you been racing this randomizer for?
I started about a year ago.
Alrighty. Follow-up question for some of the people who might be joining us for the first time, following the hype race at SGDQ. Do you have any sort of flags that you're a big fan of? Any flags that you really hate playing?
I definitely enjoy playing the boomstick flags. It's always a lot of fun.
I did suggest that for tonight's race with shapes, but unfortunately, no go.
Swordless is not a personal favorite of mine, but at the same time, I think playing Swordless made me a much better player.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll do that to you.
And to follow up to those two items, for some of our folks that may be giving it a go the first time, do you have any suggestions for some key items for some of the new folks getting up and going with it, on maybe what helped you along the way, or maybe what was your biggest, breakthrough moment in understanding how to be a little bit more proficient about running the randomizer?
The biggest thing for me is, my combat is fair. It's not great, and so I spend a lot of time working on my routing as a way to hopefully make up for combat. And so, one of the big things for me, I spent a lot of time watching, people who were really good at this randomizer. And I know he's not streaming much or at all anymore, but I spent a ton of time watching Redbird Grad stream, because he did a lot of explaining of what he was doing as he went through a seed. And so for a new runner, find someone who explains a lot as they're going through the seed, and I found that to be extremely helpful. And I went from a year ago when a seed like this I couldn't have finished, and tonight it was tough, but there was I never had any doubt I would be able to get through it.
Yeah, very good. And Redbird Grad most certainly still streaming, definitely streaming far less often, but still around here, and definitely available in the Discord server. If anyone has any questions, he has a bunch of tutorial videos, not only for the randomizer, but for the vanilla game as well. There's plenty of VODs you can go back and watch. Yeah, very, very good racer. I concur. Definitely helps to find someone who is talking a lot about what they're doing and why they're doing it.
I would definitely agree with Fry Teeth. Yes, going through just watching through the recent weeklies or watching some of the recent tournaments or whatnot, it gives you not only the opportunity, obviously, to watch how some of the folks go about it differently than other folks, but it also introduces you to some of the different seeds and how to perhaps approach them, especially, just to get a little bit more knowledge in the inventory on how you're going to approach this or how you're going to approach that along the way. So yes, definitely.
Yep, and not only for racing, but for commentary as well. I know I've taken a lot of pointers from just listening to the previous tournaments, and I heard someone say, just like I'm going to say in a few seconds, that if you're all interested in lending your voice to the community or lending your fingers to click a few buttons behind the scenes to track, join the Discord server, ping an admin, and we'll give you the role, and have fun with it. Anyone's welcome to join.
And that was another thing I found very helpful. I joined the Pen of Force tournament last summer, and definitely wasn't all that strong at that point. But what was really helpful was every one of my races, I went and watched the restream back after, and the commentators
to the community, or
not only watching how my opponent was approaching the seed, but listening to the comments from the commentators was really, really helpful.
And we'll give you the role, and have fun with it. Anyone's welcome to join.
And that was another thing I found very helpful. I joined the Pen of Force tournament last summer, and definitely wasn't all that strong at that point. But what was really helpful was every one of my races, I went and watched the restream back after, and the commentators
to the community, or
not only watching how my opponent was approaching the seed, but listening.
And unfortunately, I think Truant Gamer has forfeited this seed. Can't blame him. It's was quite a tough one, taking those wrong turns here and there.
Dude, are you fucking with me right now? Wow, dude.
But just a moment, we will be cutting stream.
Restream back after, and the commentators not only watching.
There's a little bit of echo. It's coming from somewhere. But any final words?
No, I think again, GGs to all of our runners this weekend,
and Gamer has
definitely anybody who was sitting in on the first time. If it's something that you want to get into, by all means, reach out, do so, give it a go. And just have fun with it. That's what it's all about. It's always nice to build the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, I'm going to get going, so thanks for the commentary tonight. Forward to the next one.
And again, good race, good showing. Hope to see you back again soon.
Thanks.
And I just posted a link to the Discord server. If you're at all interested, please drop on by, introduce yourself if you're new. And don't forget to give our racers a follow as well. Our tracker behind the Saints. We want to give a shout out to Jiggly Saint, always he game. Usually doing a little bit of gabbing along with us, but tonight, behind the scenes tracking. And yeah, I want to thank Vadabu for commentating with me.
Yeah, again, I was glad to take part. Again, it is a highlight of the Sunday evenings to sit and watch our folks again give it a go. It's always fun to see what the again randomizer of the randomizer is going to be for the week, and see if it's going to be a little trolly or going to be a little easy. So it's always exciting. And,
It looks like Truant is down for a little Gavin, so let's get him in here real.
By all means.
Welcome, good sir.
Hello, hello.
Tough seed for you.
You know, it wasn't too bad, and then 9 happened.
Yep,
And then
Well,
9
actually,
happened.
not even 9 happened. Zelda happened.
Yeah, I'm sure you have an idea of where she was, the southwest corner there. But
Yeah,
you kept taking the wrong turn at that tea room. If you'd gone left and then you needed to bomb down, which showed you a corridor staircase, which is why you couldn't bomb left from the other direction. But she was left of that corridor staircase, and I don't know how else you would have gotten to her.
Yeah, and I was certain that I bombed that at least 6 times in my loop, and at that point, you know, I or the first person got done, and then at that point I was just done. It wasn't even tilt, it was just like, you know, what else can I do?
Yeah, you were our second of our restreamers who entered level 9. So the third was the first to the bacon. That was one heck of a level 9 to dig out. Also, that recorder was trolling everybody. I think it was the last item for definitely our 4 restreamers. I don't know how folks handled it off stream, but level 1, man.
Yeah, the seed gave you a little bit of everything.
But I was asking Fry Teeth a little earlier. Do you have? I know you've been doing randomizer for a while. Do you have any kind of favorite flags that you might recommend to people kind of just getting into it? Do you have some flags that you wouldn't recommend they start with?
I like the chaos flags personally, which off the top of my head I can't remember what those are, but I know I've played a lot of them. I think it's just they're not super fresh and easy, but there's enough deviance that it gives you a nice variety of what's in there.
Are the chaos flags where enemies can drop important items like the recorder or the raft?
I think it's more of a regular set. I'm trying to find the randomizer here to pull it up really quick and see. Chaos. Well, it's gone, so I guess nobody can play it anymore.
The flags are out there somewhere.
And then I will follow up with that, Truant, for also some of our folks getting started. If you have any tips for them on perhaps is it best to lean towards honing the offensive skills, or maybe is it more overworld exploration and tracking?
Yeah, I think offense is going to carry you most of the time. Overworld routing is usually very key because obviously if you're playing shuffled caves, you don't know where dungeons are. But if you have a pretty good route and you kind of think of it as the quadrants that you have on the map where everything's by the lake or in the forest or all that, and you clear those methodically, usually you can get a good system down. But otherwise, combat, definitely. Know your combat, know how to take advantage of enemies, and not even just fighting perhaps, but I know some rooms, like tonight I had a couple rooms with Pull's voice. If you can work on getting your sword on both sides and start fire, you fire the beam and you hit one at the same time, you can do double two enemies at once, stuff like that. The little nuances are definitely good to pick up and speed up your time through dungeons.
What do you think your biggest roadblock was in your early goings that you had to kind of overcome?
In this seed or just in general?
Just in general, when you got started on the randomizer, what were you finding were your biggest roadblocks along the way that you kind of had to do some homework on, or maybe do some practicing on?
I definitely had a combat issue, and that's why I think it's key to work on that. Otherwise, thinking back, I know I did have some issues learning the ladder scroll in dungeons. That was definitely a big help, being able to get around some of those water rooms a little bit faster, and knowing that, like, say the tea room is one that there's going to be a staircase that gets you there, but if you can clip over that, you could save tons of rooms that you have to travel through just to get to maybe a Triforce.
Yeah, I think my vote would be for learning that which enemies drop bombs and how often they drop bombs. Getting that 10 count. Resource management definitely help.
Yep, and that we've seen it play in even this evening. A couple of folks getting to the any key with no keys left. So that's a nice time to find the any key when you have no keys left. So yes, definitely resource management can definitely come into play, especially with the keys.
Alrighty. Once again, thanks to our racers, everyone behind the scene. Thanks, Truant, for jumping in here. Yeah, hope to see everybody here next week, 10 p.m. here on one of the Speed Gaming channels. But Speed Gaming 2 is definitely one big... This is where we tend to feature these races. But it can be on any of the Speed Gaming channels, whichever one is available. So I think that'll do it for us tonight.
Yep, and so thank you, August, for joining us. Thank you, Truan, for joining us, and definitely thank you, Jiggly, for doing the tracking. And everybody have a great week.
Alrighty, see ya.